Alright guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the course. Now in this particular video, we're going to go ahead and add we're going to add the validations to our result checking form. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my browser here again. Then we'll log into the application. So I'm going to log into the application. Remember localhost. Result checker or result checking rather. Okay, so I'm going to enter the username we've been using, Obago, and I'm going to enter the reg number. Then I will hit the enter key. Okay, so let's wait until we get redirected back to the dashboard. So here we are on the dashboard of the website. So what we want to do here is this. We want to check validations, okay, for our input elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we want to check for validation. So I'm going to come back here and open up our text editor here. Okay, remember we are on the dashboard page. Okay, so it looks like our nav. Let me just check if this is working now. Let me just add this class and see if this is working. Now that's stacked. Refresh and see. Okay, I think this is working now. I don't know, for some reason it refused to work. So I think after restarting my system, that was what fixed the issue, the bootstrap thing. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove the class, the default class we gave for this particular nav. So I'm going to scroll up and just remove that particular styling. Okay, so I'm going to take all this away. And now, since the bootstrap class is working now, so let's get rid of that and refresh this page again. So yeah, there we are. So we have exactly the type of menu items we had in the original version of the software. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. Remember, what we want to do here is want to add functionality for the form validation. Okay, we want to validate our form for input. We want to make sure that users are giving us the right input that we want. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all here, I'm going to scroll up. Yeah, so below the section, I'm going to open another if statement again here. Okay, and I'm going to say if is set. Okay, if it's set, remember the set function is used to check when the form is clicked. So if it is check, post $_posts, I think submit, is it submit that we gave that form. Let's really scroll down and see the name we gave the form. That's the name we gave the form. Okay, the name is submit. Okay, good. So back to our PHP. So if it is set, post $_post submit. So we want to do something here. Okay, now first of all, let me quickly comment this. We want to perform form validations. Okay, perform form validations. Now the next thing we want to do, we want to create a variable called card_serial. I want to set this to MySQL underscore real escape string. Okay, remember this is going to take the connection to database. Okay, first of all, we're going to take the database connection, that is a file here. Okay, then after that we're going to add an extra HTML or PHP function, as the HTML special charge function, to protect against what is it called, SSL attack. Okay, so this is going to take $_posts. Didn't write that very well, capital letter, $_post, the name of the file, or sorry, the form section there. So the serial number, we gave it serial number, okay, as a name. So I'm going to come here and put serial number here, okay. So serial number, I can spell serial number. Then I'm going to put a comma here, and I'm going to write end quotes. That's good, end quotes. That's a flag. Then I'm going to add the encoding UTF-8. UTF-8. Okay, that's a character set. Then I'm just going to put my semicolon here to end the statement. So I'm also going to right click. What am I saying? I'm going to copy everything I have here. Sorry about that, guys. And then I'm going to paste it below here. Okay, this time around I want to target the next element, which is the generated pin. So, and I'm just going to give that the name of generated pin. So generated pin is equals to this. Now here is going to have pin. Okay, so I'm going to give this place pin. So we're going to check if it matches with what we have in the form. So that is that for that. Then the next thing I want to do is to come here as well and paste again, and this time around you're targeting the examination year. So I'm going to change this to exam underscore year. Okay, exam underscore year, and of course this should be exam year here. Exam year. Okay, the next one is going to be, bring this down a bit. I'm going to paste this again. Then the next one is going to be exam term. So I'm going to have exam underscore term. Okay, and of course here will be exam term. Exam term. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here, before I proceed, I want to display the generated pin below this particular section of the page, okay, for the user to see. You know, we are generating this pin once the user logs in. That's it. We generate a random pin that comes in anytime the user logs into the application. Okay, so we're going to fetch this pin from database, and display it here. And this is the database here. Remember, whenever a user signs into the application, this particular exam pin is generated by default every time. Okay, so we're going to be getting that pin from database now. So to do that, I'm going to go back to my editor. Okay, then I'm going to scroll way down to the bottom. Now I want to place the pin somewhere below the check result. Okay, so it's going to come here. Check result is going to come below the form. Okay, I'm going to put it below the form tag. Alright, then below this form tag, I'm going to create a p element. I'm going to create a p element, and of course I'm going to give it your generated pin x. Okay, now I'm going to add a style here, an inline styling to be precise. Style. Now I'm going to have text align. Text align will be left is okay. Now inside here I'm going to add a span element here. Okay, I'm going to add a span element, and this is where I'm going to put the pin. Okay, that I'm going to be generating from data, that I'm going to be getting from database. I'll put it there. So I'm going to go back to the top now, and let's try some PHP to make this happen. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this particular information just around this region here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just comment. I'm going to say select generated piece information pin. is data from the database. Okay, from the database. So underneath there, I'm going to quickly write an SQL. I'm going to create a variable with SQL. Then here I'm going to have select all from, remember the name of the table is student. Select all from student. Okay, I'm going to have here username, because we want to select the particular pin for a particular user. Okay, so where username is equals to the variable username. Okay, and remember that the username variable is the section here, is the section. Okay, so we're going to fetch it in the database now using the section that has been set when the user logs into the application. Okay, now that is that. I'm going to take rid of one of this, and there we go. So below here, I'm going to write an if. I'm going to get another variable with the name of query. Okay, so this is going to query the database. So I'm going to have my SQLi underscore query. Then this underscore query. Okay, now this is going to take the SQL as a link, because you're querying the SQL data. So take SQL as link. Okay, and also another thing you should take is the connection to database, as a con variable we created. So these two things are what my SQL and query function we take. Okay, so I'm now going to write an if statement here to check if the query was successful. So here I'm going to have inside the parentheses, I'm going to have if query. Okay, if query means if the query was successful. Okay, so if query, I want to create a result set variable. So I want to say result equals my SQLi underscore fetch array. Okay, we're fetching the results, the results. Okay, fetch array. Alright, now what we want to fetch here is query. Okay, I want to fetch the query. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a name. Okay, so two things I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to get the name from the database. So name is going to be results. Okay, remember this is an associative array, so we pass name values inside. So value has to be inside, the value of the database table or column has to be inside what's it called, quotation. Either double quotation or single quotation is fine. Okay, and the next thing I want to fetch here is the pin, the exam pin. So I'm going to create another variable here called exam underscore pin. Alright, then I'm going to set this one to results, and this time around exam pin. Okay, remember that this name matches with the database table, the table name in the database. Okay, now to confirm that, I'm going to open my browser again and go back to PHP my admin, and as you can see, this is what we are fetching. First of all, the name, so that is this. Then the next thing is the exam pin, which is this one for the particular, for this there's a column there. Now go back to the code editor. So now I'm going to scroll down again to where we are generating the pin. Okay, so down here, where is the okay, below the form, that should be below the form. Okay, so right inside here, I'm going to echo that, open the PHP tag and echo that particular exam pin number. So I'm going to have echo, and I gave it the name of exam underscore pin. Exam underscore pin, that's the name we gave it. Okay, and before then, I want to add a style here to the start tag. So I'm going to give it a color of multi-violet red, multi-violet. Okay, color okay, sorry, that's wrong. The medium violet red. All right, this is better. Now get rid of this out of the way. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is a font weight of bold. After this, I'm going to just go ahead and add font dash weight, and that should be bold. Alright, so I think I'm going to bring this down a bit. Okay, so font weight of bold, and of course we have, let's quickly check and confirm the name of that variable. For the exam pin. Okay, that's it here, exam underscore pin. Okay, so let's look at this one more time again, then refresh our page to see what we've done so far. Okay, so let's refresh our page and see what we've achieved so far. We have an error. Your pin number is, the generated pin number is undefined variable underscore pin. We start that in 114, in line 114. Okay, string is not defined. Okay, we're going to fix that now. I'm going to fix that. So I think we're going to create, above this section, we're going to create some of those variables. So I'm going to first of all create exam underscore pin, and I'm going to set it to an empty string. Let's refresh this and see if this will understand. Okay, so now we're having, the error here is gone, but we're not getting the pin yet. So what is going on? Undefined variable con in C dashboard.php on line 8. On line 8, dashboard.php on line 8. Let's open the another editor. Let's close this off. Back to PHP store. So on line 8, what's going on line 8? Okay, my bad. Okay, we have not required the connection file here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to say require underscore ones, because that file is required. Require ones. We're going to go to that should be config.php. Okay, and also I think we need to require one more file here. That is a function file. Require ones functions.php. So should we go with these two files? Alright, so I'm going to restart refresh the page again, and this time around we are getting the pin. Okay, so the pin is being generated, is being fetched from the database. Alright, so what we can just do here is to come down and see if we can give that particular pin a color. So what's going on? This is a span. Okay, I'm going to copy this and put inside the span so that we can get that color of the medium violet red. So paste this in between the span element and refresh your page again. Hopefully we are having this color. Okay, now we are almost done with this particular video because I don't want it to be too lengthy. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, I am going to validate some of the form inputs that we are entering, okay, that the user will be entering for us. So first of all, I'm going to quickly validate some of those things. So I'm going to say if, another if statement here. It's an if statement here. So we're going to say if empty, if is empty, the variable we want to pass in card serial number card serial variable. So if it's empty, one will throw an exception error to the user. Now I'm going to hold this error in a variable called message1, which I'm going to create above the message. So message1 here, I'm going to have a div, opening and closing div, and I'm going to close it with a semicolon there. So what I want to write there is I'm going to say please enter car serial number. So this is it. The user tries to submit the form without entering anything into the card serial number field. So let's have a class, a bootstrap class here, alert, and again alert dash danger. Okay. Now another thing I'm going to add here is an if statement. Okay, it's an if statement. Now before I do that, in fact, let's continue that in the next video. Okay, let's do that in the next video. We'll finish up this validation in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.